Hello and welcome to We're Not Experts. It's the podcast where we come up with conspiracy theories and try to convince each other they're real. My name's Matt.
I'm Jack.
And we're going to go ahead and dive right into this thing. But before we do, Jack, let's go ahead and explain exactly what we're doing with this podcast, how it came to be, and what we hope for it.
Of course, yeah. So Matt and I have grown up together, and basically what we like to do is just riff off crazy, ridiculous ideas to each other that we make up off the top of our head. That just make absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, and we always just come up with so much bullshit, just shooting the shit with each other just on the car rides, and people always said, hey, that's pretty funny. You guys should, do a podcast or something. So about 6 months ago, we're like, hey, we're pretty funny. We should do a podcast or something. It's really not that funny, though. It's more like...
No, it's not. The thing is, I don't think it's funny to us.
Yeah, we get a kick out of it. And honestly, at the end of the day, that's what really matters. It's kind of like if you think of, 47-year-old housewives who get together for wine and they, chat with each other and talk about what they heard on Fox News. Except for we're, 20-something-year-old guys, and we think we're better than you because we drink Modelo's and craft beer. So
absolutely.
That's really where we're coming from, just to kind of get you in our mindset. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it then. I mean, I don't really want to waste too much time. This is going to be our first episode, a little bit of a rough cut. Don't expect, a Picasso out of this shithole. But we're going to just go ahead and get into it and see where it goes from there. So do you want to start or you want me to start?
You go ahead and kick us off, man.
You want me to kick us off?
I
All right. So, again, what we're going to be doing is just going into conspiracy theories that, we might have been laying down in bed and just dreaming of or thinking of. And so, Jack, Disney Plus just came out.
Disney Plus did come out.
And
I got it the day of.
Oh, hands down, yeah. The Mandalorian, it's been so good. I'm not going to, no spoilers for The Mandalorian or anything.
No, absolutely not. I love how affordable it is.
$7, dude. $7
a month.
Jesus.
I have every streaming service known to man, and I was skeptical
about
about getting
ABC
this one.
Now? Do you have ABC Now?
I do have ABC
Wow.
Now. ABC Now and CW.
Wow, you're
Plus.
deep, dude.
And TLC is actually launching theirs. TLC Me. It's
Is
their
that really
streaming
it?
TLC and
TLC
Me. TLC and Me.
Me.
It's a new streaming service that they're gonna make.
I'm actually excited for that one. I didn't know
That
it was a
one's
thing.
at $35 a month.
No, wait, no, you're kidding. Is it actually $35?
Yeah, no, I'm
a month?
serious.
Oh,
$35 a month, which if you are an avid 90-Day Fiance fan like I am, that's worth every fucking penny.
What else? They have, what is the one about, the people who are frugal as shit?
Extreme Cheapskates.
And Hoarders, dude.
Hoarders is great. My 600-pound life. I don't watch my 600-pound
That one's
life,
just
though.
sad. It really is. I feel bad
It's
for
not.
those
I don't
people.
get it.
You just don't get it?
No, it's just why? How come they get to be fat and just super unhealthy, and they get their own TV show about it?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I'm just unhealthy. Why don't I get a TV show?
I know. Hollywood's trying to revert the whole oh, you have to be a ripped guapo
right, and that's great. I'm all for that.
A chick with giant tits and a big ass to get it far in showbiz. But this is just on the total opposite end of the spectrum.
But it's not show business. That's the thing.
It's not show business. It's TLC. It's its own domain.
God bless. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, all right. So, like we were saying, Disney Plus just came out.
It did.
And I've been absolutely hooked. I've been going back through and I've been watching a lot of the old shows I used to watch when I was a kid. I know the first one I watched was The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
That was the first thing you watched?
First thing on Disney Plus was The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
The first thing I watched on Disney Plus was Treasure Planet, which is easily the most underrated Disney movie
dude.
of all time.
Honestly, it's so underrated I don't even remember it. I just remember the name.
Dude, it is so cool. I watched that so much as a kid.
I'm going to have to check that back out.
100%.
Let's see. So I started with Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Mm-hmm. And then I watched Kim Possible. Dude, I had such a big crush on Kim Possible. Every kid did, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah. I watched Kim Possible, too. And I realized...
Wait, they made two Kim Possibles?
No. I also watched Kim Possible when it came out. Kim is a bitch.
She kind of sucks, doesn't she?
She kind of sucks. Ron is just there hanging out, trying to do his best. And she's just making fun of the guy. Yeah, he's kind of a klutz, whatever.
Yeah,
he's got
but
the
you know
naked
what else?
mole rat.
But here's the thing. That man has to be one of the best animal trainers I have ever met in my entire life. To get a naked mole rat to do kung fu and talk to you, that takes years of dedication and skill. He's not an average Joe. He's obviously highly skilled in the field of I guess animal training is what
But
they
does
call it.
Rufus actually talk?
He says like, yeah.
So,
but like some words like, yeah, and stuff like that, which is pretty good for a naked fucking mole
saying
rat.
yeah. Like, I don't even know if that's biologically possible.
It's not. That's
It's
what
not.
makes it amazing.
But that's why it's animated.
Okay, yeah. Well, I guess you're not wrong about that, except for the movie.
That's true. They made a live action movie.
I watched 10 minutes, Jack. It's not good.
When did they
don't
make
waste,
this?
Like a few years ago. Don't waste
Well,
your
I know
time.
they made a Kim Possible movie like back in the day.
No,
and
like
it was
a
animated. It was
live
good.
action Disney Plus exclusive animated Kim Possible movie. That's beside the point. It's beside the point.
This is we get off on tangents.
Sorry. Okay. Anyways, so then I decided, I need to go back. Well, actually, it wasn't just me. It was me and my good friend Kinsley. She was over at the house one night, and we were just sitting down drinking some beer, and we're like, let's see what's on Disney Plus. And we came across Hannah Montana, and we're like, oh hell yeah, I need to watch some Hannah Montana. Because that was one of my favorites. That was another one of my favorites growing up, especially because the brother in that show, he was 32 when he was playing a high schooler. I don't know. It's just a fun fact about Hannah Montana.
Wait, he was 32 years
32 years old. Like, the actor was 32 years old.
Dang.
Yeah. Anyways, beside the point again. So I started watching it, and I started noticing some weird things about what was happening in the show, specifically with just how her life played out in certain ways. First thing I noticed when watching Hannah Montana was that every single night, Hannah or Miley plays in the exact same arena in the exact same town, right? So if you watch the show, what do most big artists do when they decide, like, hey, I'm going to play music live?
Okay, but before we get into that, I haven't watched Hannah Montana in years.
Right.
But how big was she in the show?
She was like she was hanging out with like major celebrities. Like getting invited to parties and stuff.
Okay.
As a 14-year-old. We'll talk about that later.
But like,
though.
let's compare it to like a current day pop star. If you had to compare Hannah Montana to like someone currently
Billie
today.
Eilish.
Eilish
She's
level.
big.
She's big. Okay.
Big, huge.
Okay.
In the show, she's huge.
Gotcha.
Like, massive superstar.
And she plays in the same arena.
But that's the thing. She plays in the exact same arena every single night. She never goes on tour. She always has sellout crowds at this same arena, the same hometown, with the same crowd every single night. And it's not just like once a week or anything like that. I'm talking she goes there every night and performs for the exact same crowd. It's weird. So I was like, well, that's weird. Most artists, they'll go on tour and they'll play all across the country or wherever else.
How many episodes of this did you watch to realize?
I finished. Well, I realized this after about 2 or 3 episodes. I was like, wait, why is it always here?
Wait, is this the first 2 or 3 episodes?
This is the beginning of the show.
Okay, I'll let you get to your theory.
Yeah, no, let me get to it.
I don't want to keep interrupting.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No worries. So I was watching that, and I was like, that's odd. I wonder why that is. And then I kind of started putting a few more pieces together. First of all, when she puts on that wig, and she's in the same hometown that she goes to high school, she goes to high school in this hometown, and she's putting on the wig. She's going and playing at the same venue every night in the same hometown, and nobody is any of the wiser for her putting on a wig and some makeup, playing in the same hometown, looking the same, obviously being a high schooler. And, I mean, you can look at it and realize that is obviously somebody who would be close to our hometown. This is somebody who we know, who we would have to know, but who could it possibly be? It seems like it should be pretty obvious, and somebody would put the pieces together eventually, but no, it never happens. Mm-hmm. Not even her closest of friends, right? Kind of weird. You'd think they would realize, but, I mean, they do after the first couple episodes because she reveals herself, but they never realize it on their own. And so I kind of started thinking about it, like, this is weird. I wonder, like looking at this from an outside perspective and not the perspective of like 10-year-old me who found Miley Cyrus to be probably a goddess among men. What is this about? So one more fact is, let me go ahead and get into the theory, what I think about what all this really means and what this is. So basically, Hannah Montana is suffering from a severe mental disorder. She's not the girl that you think she is when you're watching that show, Jack.
Okay.
So, hold on.
No, I'm waiting.
Think about it. So, first of all, her dad, Billy Ray Cyrus, or Billy Ray Stewart in the show, he's already he's a successful country star, well known, well liked, and he makes his living and career. They move to Montana because, you know, they're more country folk. He makes country music. Makes sense. However, when Hannah or Miley comes down with this mental condition, they decide, you know, hey, we're not getting the psychiatric help we need in the middle of Montana because, you know, there's just not good doctors around here. There's nobody who's really specialized.
You got like mountain shaman, but that doesn't cut it. That doesn't cut it.
You got that holistic shit, but it doesn't help with Miley. She's off the fucking rails, dude.
Jesus.
I mean, she's out there bonkers, right?
Yeah.
So he says, you know what? I've got money. I'm here just because I like to be here, but I need to get better help for my daughter. So they move to the beach. They move to the coast, where obviously you're going to get, you know, it's more heavily populated, bigger city. You're going to be able to get a lot better help out there from more professional and experienced doctors who have had more experience with that. So they move there, and during that time, in her delusion, Miley realizes, or she starts to think that, hey, you know, I grew up, my dad is a superstar, but I guess that means I am superstar too? Like, she just kind of had it mixed up in her head as to who was famous and what was going on.
Okay.
So she starts talking to her dad, and she gets a wig, right? And so she's wearing that, and she's writing her little songs up, and it's a good time. Then she tells her dad, you know, hey, I want to be famous. And her dad says, you know, you can do anything you want, Hannah, or Miley, you can do whatever you want. You're going to be successful. So she starts going down to the community center every single day wearing this wig that obviously doesn't hide her identity.
But the show perceives it as like this big arena because you're seeing it through
the eyes of Hannah. So what she's really doing is she's going down to this community center with a wig on. Billy Ray Cyrus is putting on a mustache, and he tells everybody there, look, just go along with it, okay, guys? Just go along. Let her think that she's Hannah Montana. You don't know who she is. Obviously, it's Miley, but let's just go along with it. Because if you watch in the show, the crowd is not very big in that arena. You see probably about 30 people, but they make it look like it's a gigantic arena full of screaming, adoring fans. It's really just screaming, adoring people who are just in the community center because they have nowhere else to go. And she's up there on this stage singing songs that she made up and wearing this wig, and everybody just says, we're just going to go with it. What else are we going to do? In one episode I was watching, there was this quote-unquote vocal coach who was backstage with her beforehand doing these vocal warm-ups. And I thought about it, and it makes all the sense in the world that it's actually just her psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever the doctor is who helps the patients with mental disorders cope and deal with what they're doing and help them to get better from their illness. So it wasn't a mental coach at all. Not at all. It was just the psychiatrist coming down to support her at her show and helping her.
What kind of things did the vocal coach say?
Well, it wasn't a whole lot. But in the mind of Miley, like, they were doing these warm-ups, just these, that kind of thing that vocal coaches do.
Uh-huh.
But in her mind, that's, oh, yeah, this is my vocal coach. This is my trainer. She helps me. But realistically, still is a person who helps her. But just in the mind of Miley, it's a vocal coach when realistically it's a psychiatrist who comes down there every week, at least once a week, to a show and helps her out and helps her cope with her quote-unquote fame.
Okay.
And that is my theory on Hannah Montana.
Wow, that's a pretty big theory. So when I asked earlier, you said that this is, 3 episodes into the beginning of the show?
I got through about 4.
4?
Yeah.
How many seasons is this show?
Well, it's a good question. It's a lot more than 1. I'll tell you that much.
So
I'll be honest. I didn't do my research well at all. I watched about 3 episodes and said, yeah, that's good enough, I guess.
Okay. No, I would probably do the same exact thing. But you got to think, it's the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. It's 4 episodes. So she probably...
I ended up getting through about... Actually, I did get through more than that. It was about 5 or 6.
Okay, so it sounds like if it's the beginning of the show, Hannah Montana is not as big into her career.
No. If you watch the show, that's not true at all. When the show starts out, she is a superstar. She's big. That's how the show starts. It goes, snap, she is a superstar. This is what you know about her. But she's already huge. She's already very famous when the show starts.
Gotcha.
Because by the 4th or 5th episode, there was an episode about where her friend Lily wanted to hang out with her all the time. Because she goes as Lola. She puts on a wig and goes out in public as Lola, as Hannah's friend.
Mm-hmm.
And one of Hannah's famous friends invited her to this party but she didn't want to invite Lola because like she's embarrassed of her. She keeps doing these really embarrassing things around all these really famous people. So like she's already very, very famous, getting invited to these very big parties. I mean, it starts out and it goes boom, fame. And here's something else real quick. Like I said, it starts out the show and she's in high school, right? She's like literally 14 years old, and she's getting invited to these parties. She's quote unquote getting invited to these parties thrown by like huge superstars. Like I think Queen Latifah was holding a party. Do you think Queen Latifah would invite a 14-year-old pop star to her party? Only in the mind of a
Possibly. I bet Mason Ramsey's been to some fucking
but that's
bangers,
Mason
bro.
fucking Ramsey, dude.
It's the same. Yeah, but it's the same thing.
No.
Mason Ramsey's younger, and I guarantee you he's been to fucking
right.
bangers.
But that's Mason, dude. That's Mason Ramsey.
Okay, then. So you're saying he's not as good as Hannah? He's better than Hannah Montana?
It's Mason Ramsey.
But he
that
was,
kid.
Yeah, I met him.
I know you met Mason.
I met
Ramsey,
Mason
but, like,
Ramsey.
Have you heard him yodel in that fucking Walmart, dude?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's
Hannah
raw talent.
Montana has never sounded as good as Mason Ramsey.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You could also, your whole take on it is you could do that with literally any superhero ever.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
So, Superman, for example. So, fucking Superman, the only thing hiding his identity are glasses, right?
Yeah.
And he, like, works as a reporter.
But Jack, that's fiction. Superheroes aren't real.
Oh, but Hannah Montana is real. Shit, I forgot Hannah Montana's actually real.
Yeah.
Well, you just busted my whole argument. I was going to say...
Okay, no, I want to hear what you have to say. We'll pretend Hannah Montana isn't real.
Yeah, and if Hannah Montana wasn't real, then you could do the same thing for Superman. Like, it's this mentally, like, challenged or diseased reporter who thinks, oh, I can fly and I'm indestructible. So anytime he, like, hears of something... like danger or something, when he like runs to like change in a phone booth, realistically he could be having like a panic attack, and he runs into the booth, locks himself in, gets in like the fetal position and cries. That's what he's actually doing, but in his mind he's like becoming Superman, and that's how he copes with it.
That could be true.
That could be it.
But then how does Superman come from Krypton?
He just made it up. In his head.
I don't know. Then what's the Justice League, Jack?
The Justice League is the mental institution he's in, where all the other kids also think that they're superheroes, or I guess people, because they're all adults. So, yeah, you could make that argument for any fictional character with a secret identity.
Right. That is...
You know?
That is true. So maybe it's not true. But let's look at the facts. Let's do a little pie chart here. Hannah Montana versus Superman. I want you to help me fill this out.
Okay.
All right. So on the left, we're gonna have Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
So for all you listening at home, like maybe one, maybe two of you, Hannah Montana's on the left. Superman's on the right. The middle is a similarity. So let's just go through and see if we can't figure out what makes them different and what makes them the same.
Of course.
So international superstar.
Yes.
Where do you think, is that Hannah? Is that Superman, or is that both?
Well, I haven't seen the show, so I don't know how
You've
far...
never seen Hannah Montana?
No, okay, I've seen the show. I haven't seen the show since maybe I was like 12.
Okay, well, international superstar. I mean, that's pretty basic.
She's an international superstar in the show.
Right. Superman's
I would say
kind
Superman's...
of a nobody. Intergalactic superstar.
He's intergalactic, dude. Like, everyone knows him.
Right. Okay, so we'll
So
put
I would give Superman that one.
Well, it's not a it's not a versus, so we'll put that in the middle. They're both
very
well known.
Okay.
Both
I
very
see
well
what you
known.
mean, yeah.
One has a debilitating mental condition, Hannah Montana.
Montana.
One's a real superhero.
Superman.
Well, there you go.
So what's your argument here?
I'm just saying that
Superman doesn't have the mental condition?
No, I'm just saying you're full of shit, dude. Hannah Montana.
I've been bamboozled.
Yeah. So
shit.
So, at the end of the day, Hannah Montana. Can't say.
Hannah Montana is what disease do you think she has?
I think she probably has some sort of dissociative or multiple personality disorder. I'm not a fucking psychiatrist. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but you say she has a mental disease. I'm just curious, like, what one you think she would have. Like, what would you diagnose her with?
I'd say
multiple personality?
Or not even multiple.
Because it's not really multiple personality. Because Miley and Hannah are kind of the same
they're
person in the show.
I don't know, Jack. I guess if I had to.
It's your theory.
Shit. I'd say probably some sort of like. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that one, honestly.
Matt didn't do his homework.
I didn't do my homework.
Matt didn't do his homework.
I'm so dumb.
This man thought he could watch 4 episodes of Hannah Montana and get his PhD.
Okay, well, you know.
Interesting.
At least I didn't put any disrespect on Superman's name.
I didn't put any disrespect on Superman's name. I said he was an intergalactic star and a superhero and more well known than
You said he gets in
Hannah
a fetal
Montana.
position in a phone
I said
booth.
he could. I said, like, if
So
you,
could
if
I.
that's. Well, yeah, but I'm saying, you were saying Hannah Montana could do that.
I know what you're saying. All right, fair enough. You got me there. I am bamboozled. I have no comeback to that.
You've been bamboozled.
I really have been.
Your theory's been bamboozled.
Is that the new name of our podcast?
I think that's
You've
what
been
we
bamboozled.
If We're Not Experts isn't already taken, because that's a really good name. I like that one.
That's a good name.
We're Not Experts. Yeah, it's simple. It's easy. It's pretty much
catchy?
describes. It's catchy.
Oh, it's so catchy, dude.
Right, really catchy.
Oh, the clicks are going to be coming in, baby.
But if We're Not Experts is already taken, we can do You've Been Bamboozled.
You've been bamboozled.
You've been bamboozled.
We just completely tear apart each other's
We just
bullshit.
rip each other's theories that don't exist apart.
I can't wait.
It's going to be great. Okay.
All right.
So
I guess for the most part, that's the end of my theory. That's where we go with that. So we're going to move on. Maybe we'll touch back on it here in a little bit. But, Jack, I want to hear what you have.
I don't know. Yours won't really tie into mine. So, Christmas just ended. I'm still kind of in the holiday spirit. Christmas is my favorite holiday.
Oh,
but
hands down.
Yeah, so yours, like, it's kind of related to where it's both. Yours is a TV show. Mine's a movie. Mm-hmm. Mine, I would consider a bigger classic than yours, Hannah Montana.
More than Hannah Montana.
Yes.
America's pop superstar.
America's pop superstar.
Wow.
International seller of records.
Yeah, she does do that, doesn't she?
She does. And of course, I'm talking about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Oh. Everyone knows Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Rudolph who?
It's a reindeer, and he has. There's this whole song about it. Or about him. It's a hymn. Basically, he's this little reindeer who was born with a red nose that glows.
How does that, like, bioluminescence?
Yeah, they don't explain it in the song or the movie. See, it started out as a song, then it became a movie.
Right.
Yeah. You've never seen the movie? It's claymation. It was made in, like, 1962. It's on TV every fucking year.
Rudolph. Okay, go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
dude.
I know, buddy. I'm aware.
That was a terrible bit.
Was it a bad
terrible bit? Dude, everyone knows who Rudolph is.
Yeah.
Rudolph who? You could, like, say Rudolph to an Ethiopian child, and they're like, oh, like, point to their nose.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyways, yeah,
Terrible
Rudolph.
bit. Wow.
Yeah, wow. Hey, you know what? It's episode number 1, buddy.
It is episode number 1, and we're just riffing. Cheers. So I was coming back from the bars with some friends. We got Cane's, naturally, which is what big move around here. And we sit down, and we're like, let's watch something, like, Christmassy, like, get in the holiday spirit a little bit. And at my house, we have this, like, 5-movie, like, DVD collection of all the claymation holiday movies. So
wait, there's more than just Rudolph?
Yeah, you got, like, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Frosty the Snowman.
You're like, I'm not even making a bit this time. I actually didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, they have a ton of them.
Oh shit.
Rudolph has like 4 or 5 different claymation movies.
I thought there was only the original.
No,
dude.
they have the original. It's like Rudolph's New Year. Rudolph and Frosty have their own, like, crossover thing.
Can I borrow this DVD?
It's my roommate's. You could ask him.
I'm gonna have to ask him because I actually want to see this because it's
cool.
been years since I've seen the original Rudolph, but I remember that movie actually being genuinely good.
Yeah, and I mean, what else they have? That's like the Little Drummer Boy. You really haven't heard of these?
No, like genuinely, like I
Okay.
know Rudolph. Like everybody knows Rudolph, but
That's what I grew up watching like over the holidays is all that stuff. So anyway, so we're like, let's watch Rudolph. Everyone knows Rudolph, blah blah blah. So we're starting it, and I'm starting to watch Rudolph, and man, he's just getting bullied. Like I know it's the whole thing, like he has the red nose,
right.
and I mean we're like pretty hammered watching it, and I like already don't have a filter. Like I don't really have a big filter like sober, but then when I drink, it's like I'll just say anything that comes to my mind.
Right.
I'm sitting
right.
there watching this movie, and I'm like, yo, Rudolph's a victim of hate crime.
Oh no, Rudolph.
And my friends are just like, what? I'm like,
Naturally.
yeah. I'm like, think about it. He's different from all the other reindeer.
Right.
He has a red nose.
He does.
Nobody likes him for it, not even his parents. They make him cover it up. His parents are like,
I don't remember the movie.
parents are like, Santa will never take you with that. Right. And then they like cover up his nose with the black thing.
Wow,
And then Santa
that's-
comes to visit him, and like Rudolph can't breathe and stuff. And he's like talking like all nasally, like Squidward.
Right, yeah.
He's like, I'm Rudolph, sir. Like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And Santa comes to visit, and then the like nose shines through it, and Santa's like, whoa, there's no way I'll let him be on the sled team. I'm like, yo, that's kind of fucked up.
Even Santa was like, nah, fuck this dude. Like,
Yeah.
he's different, and I don't want him.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So, and then like it goes on to the other scene where he's at the reindeer games, and he has the nose thing on. Then he gets all excited because the one doe is into him. She's like, you're cute, bro.
Right.
And he's like, yo,
Kind of
I'm
like a
cute.
baddie.
Then he flies around, and they're like, wow, look at him go. And his nose falls off again, and then
Wait,
everyone
his whole nose? Holy shit.
well, like the black part
Oh,
covering
okay,
up
okay.
his nose,
That would've
and
been
it all falls off, and everyone's like, and then they shut him out, and they're like, you're no more reindeer games for you.
Whoa.
And you're just like, damn, okay,
Like, damn, Rudolph. Like, he's doing his thing up there. Like,
yeah,
like actually doing well. And they say,
He was
because
the-
you're
he-
different.
because you're different. And I'm like, is this like an allegory to racism in the
Is
United
allegory
States?
the word?
I don't know. I haven't taken an English class in like 5 years.
Bev failed us, dude.
Bev did fail us,
Damn it, Bev.
but I don't know. Allegory,
Similarity?
simile, metaphor. No, it's not metaphor.
An oligarchy.
That's like a form of government.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, regardless, I think we all know what you're saying.
It's not a parody because it's not
It's
making
not a
fun of
parody,
it.
no.
A translation? No.
No, I would say the word would be a parallel. That's the word.
A parallel.
A parallel.
That's it. Wow.
Oh my god.
I'll just say Matt's the education major,
I
so
am.
he should know all this. And
biology
I
education
lay
major,
out
mind you.
sidewalks, so I don't have to know any of this shit.
Man.
But so I'm like watching this, and he like leaves and everything, and I'm like, damn, they really casted him out because he was different.
What a
So I
bummer.
think it's a parallel for racism in the United States.
And this movie was made in, you said, 63?
It's like 60. Let me look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up real quick. We got a
Pull
second.
it-
We got
pull
all
it
the
up.
time in the world.
Pull it up,
It's our
Jamie.
podcast, damn it. We can do whatever we want.
We don't have a Jamie to look things up or
Oh,
pull it
I wish
up.
we had a
so,
Jamie.
oh man, me too.
Maybe one day. Maybe Karen can be our new Jamie. Nah, she wouldn't be any good at that.
She'd be
Love you to
terrible.
death, Karen, but whew,
1964.
You're not good at that.
1964. Really
1964.
high ratings. 8.1 on IMDb.
Wow.
95% on Rotten
95
Tomatoes.
on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's a classic.
Well,
It's
but
a
you know what?
classic, man.
Late Night with Lele Pons has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, if that tells you anything.
Who's Lele Pons?
She was that YouTube girl who had that YouTube series, and it was really bad, and then she got a talk show.
She got a talk show?
It's really bad.
Like
Don't
on
watch it.
cable?
On cable.
Ew.
Yeah.
Who does she interview?
I don't know.
Does she
dude.
interview important people?
No, there's no way
Okay.
she could.
There's no way.
Right? She had a few guests on that were like super famous.
I
but-
see like her talk show being like Bruno's talk show in the movie Bruno, but it's like
But like actually trying to be serious.
God, that movie's so funny.
Bruno!
But
Anyways.
yeah, so I think it's a parallel for racism in the United States. And then Rudolph, he leaves, he gets
Yeah.
abandoned. He goes with the elf, also hate crime.
Really? Wait, what did the elf do?
He
I
just
don't remember.
doesn't want to build toys. He wants to be a dentist, and they're like a dentist, and kick him out.
So did he move? So tell me more of the plot after that. Does he move in with another family?
No, he leaves on an iceberg with the elf. And then they run into Yukon Cornelius, who has like a Iditarod sled dog team.
Mm-hmm.
And then they run away from the Abominable Snowman. They end up on the island of Misfit Toys, where all the other misfits in the world were put. So this is like gentrification. Gentrification. So they gentrified the North Pole.
Holy
and
shit.
all of the misfits are now on the island of Misfit Toys, and there's like a lion that flies around and he's the king and stuff.
Right.
And they talk to him. I forget what they say. I don't know. I think they're just like, thanks for letting us crash here. He's like, no problem. And then Rudolph grows up because by the time he goes back, he's like a full grown male. He has his antlers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he goes back and then he saves Christmas.
Saves Christmas. So
he saves Christmas. They're like, oh, it's too foggy. Everyone knows.
Okay.
One foggy Christmas Eve, Santa asks him to do it because he has the shiny nose.
Right. So, real quick, it's kind of a bit of a sidebar here. So we were talking about this earlier and how it pisses me off more than anything when people put their bright lights on when they're trying to get through the fog. So
yeah.
I don't think it would have done shit if Rudolph had his bright shiny nose trying to get through the fog. All it would do is refract more light and make it harder to see. So he was fucking worthless, basically.
So you're saying that it was right for him to send him to the...
They had every right
So gentrification in the North Pole... Matt, you support that? Gentrification in the North Pole?
Well, I'm not saying I support it. I'm just saying, sometimes, gentrification might not be all bad in the North Pole.
Oof.
No. Okay.
Wow.
No.
That's a quote.
No. Hot. No.
That was a hot take, man.
No. We have fun here. We have fun.
We have fun.
No.
We don't mean this.
No.
Well, I do mean the thing about Rudolph.
Well, yeah, and you have to think, like, genuinely, that, like, if that is really what the theme they were going for being 1964, that is incredibly progressive on their part.
I know.
So
it is.
Man, so basically, was Santa the bad guy in this whole movie? Like,
I don't know. I don't know if Santa was the bad guy.
Because you were absolutely blasted when you watched.
Well, no, I've watched the movie 100 times.
Okay, see, I don't remember it. I don't remember this movie at all. Like, I remember seeing like Hallmark holiday Christmas movie commercials that have Rudolph in it, but I don't remember the movie at all.
Well, it's just like I didn't realize it as a kid, like growing up. I'm just like,
they just didn't like him.
They just didn't like him. And then I like got a little older, and
like
I moved out of Southeast Ohio. I'm just like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, they really did him dirty just by saying, "Hey, you're good at everything except for the way you look."
I know.
But then it makes you wonder. So basically, the only reason he became useful is because of his shiny nose, is because of his difference.
Right, but the message behind that is people, like, even if they're like seen as flaws, like good things can come out of like what people consider flaws.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I'm trying to think of where to go with this because
it's not really like a deep theory like yours, like the Hannah Montana thing. It was just an observation I made. I was like,
and that's an astute observation. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Like, I wonder if that's genuinely what like the writers went for at the time.
That's what I'm curious. Yeah.
Are they still alive?
Well,
no way they are.
I don't know, but like this, I don't know. I'm gonna look this up too because I don't know if the song.
Jamie, pull it up.
I don't know if the song came out before the movie.
No way. Or, I mean, yes way. There's no way
it had to have, right?
Yeah, that song is old as...
Rudolph...
The dust on my...
Song...
Rear end.
Date. Okay. Rudolph song date. September 1st, 1949.
Who wrote that? I thought it was just like a...
We're going straight to the archives with this with Wikipedia.
I was thinking that was like as old as like... Viking mythology. I thought it was like something that's been around forever.
September 1st, 1949. It's on Gene Autry. I don't know who the hell Gene Autry.
So was Rudolph?
Johnny Marks was the songwriter.
But here. I wonder if Rudolph was like known before the song came out. If that was like something like, he's led like Santa's led by a sleigh of reindeer who has a red nose.
Well, I think like the reindeer thing's been around for forever, but then someone was like, how about this take?
How about just...
But was the take a progressive one? Let's dive in and see what Wikipedia
has to say. Wikipedia, I'll tell you what, buddy. Wikipedia is fantastic. People always shit on Wikipedia. I gave them my $2.75. I did my part.
I would never.
Did you?
No, of course not. Although I'm not in school anymore, so I can use Wikipedia for information.
Amen.
Okay, so in 1939, Mark's brother-in-law, Robert May, created the character Rudolph as an assignment for Montgomery Ward, and Marx decided to adapt the story of Rudolph into a song. So it was a character this guy made up, and then they're like, okay, that's a cool character. He could probably make a catchy song out of it.
Right.
English singer-songwriter and entertainer Ian Whitcomb interviewed Marx on the creation of the song. The song had an added introduction, so Dasher, Dancer, all that.
Right.
It was first sung by crooner.
Crooner?
Well, that's his title.
Oh.
Harry Brannon was his name. I don't know what
What by crooner?
Crooner is like a title. I don't know what crooner means. Like, look, like crooner Harry Brannon. Harry Brannon was his name.
Is crooner like that is I am a crooner?
Yeah,
the
like
crooner.
I am a crooner.
The crooner, Harry,
like
Barry.
Like the crooner Harry Brannon.
Yeah.
So I don't know what a crooner. Maybe someone.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
It is irrelevant. But Harry Brannon sang it on New York City radio in early November 1949, before Gene Autry's recording hit #1 on the U.S. charts during Christmas.
Wow, the Billboard Hot 100, huh?
The Billboard Hot 100 way back in 1949.
Dang.
So he also did Peter Cottontail, which is also a claymation movie.
Is it? No.
They made a claymation movie about Peter Cottontail. They made one about Jack Frost. Yeah. The lore goes deep on that. Not gonna lie.
I think what we need to do, Jack. We need a deep dive into all this claymation stuff, because I feel like this goes a lot deeper. Like, this is surface level what you're telling me now, but I feel like there might be more to uncover here.
There might be.
In fact, I'm almost positive there is. To have all these #1 hit songs and just be like, screw it, we're making it claymation. It's going to be the holiday Christmas movie every single year until like 2035.
So nothing I can find talks about the meaning behind the song. I think it was literally just a character.
Just like, hey, here's a reindeer with a red nose. But when you watch the movie, it talks about straight up toy gentrification, sending them all to an island.
They don't straight up talk about it, but it's definitely a hidden message.
I mean, it's there.
Yeah, it's there. It's clearly there.
Interesting.
They have a song, Why Am I Such a Misfit?
Wow.
And why am I such a misfit? I don't know the words.
That was awesome. That was good.
I'm going to sing that next to karaoke.
I really think you should.
Okay, so here's an interesting fact. The song, in its Finnish translation, Petteri Punakuono.
Is that Hawaiian?
It's Finnish.
Oh.
That sounds Hawaiian. Not translation. Wow, I'm fucking stupid.
It's
enunciation.
late,
Enunciation is off. So the Finnish translation has led to Rudolph's general acceptance in the mythology as the lead reindeer of Joulupukki, the Finnish Santa. So it's in Finnish mythology that.
But
Rudolph
it wasn't before they said, "Hey, here's a reindeer with a red nose."
Yeah. One line in the song becomes a critical clue to unlocking the exit of a house in the winter-themed section of the escape room in 2019 film Escape Room. So,
that's cool.
In case any of you are fans of the film Escape Room, there's an interesting Christmas tie-in with that.
See, it's funny. I've never imagined Santa Claus or any of them without Rudolph. It's something that I've known or just thought has been around forever. Since the inception of Santa Claus, this reindeer with a red shiny nose. I thought that's just something
it was a newer thing. I don't even know if Rudolph's been around for 100 years. He hasn't.
No, because it was 39 you said?
49.
Well, that's when the song came out. The movie came. No,
the movie came out in 62.
64.
It's 64. In 64, the song was released in 1949.
And then 39 is when that kid came up with it as part of a school project or some shit.
It wasn't a kid. It was
some dude.
A dude who worked
Rudolph
for some company, and he just came up with this character.
That is wild.
39. Hold on. Yeah, and then 49. So it was a whole year later. So it took a year to make that. It took a year to make that shit.
Honestly, wait, for that whole movie or
no? It
just
took a year to release that song.
I mean, it's a masterpiece, honestly. But here's the thing, Jack.
Quality over quantity.
We're still singing it.
We are still singing it. See,
yeah.
I think that if you can make a popular Christmas song, you're set for life.
Dude, okay, I was thinking about this because
You're set for life.
if you make one Christmas song, and you get it into a Spotify playlist, you are going to be a millionaire until the day you die. It doesn't matter if you make one, because even Justin Bieber, like I get it, he was already big. He made a Christmas song, and now it gets played every single Christmas. It's in every single Christmas song. Mariah Carey
definitely makes all of her money during Christmas now.
Like,
Here,
it's actually
go,
unbelievable.
Let's
like,
go to her Spotify.
It's unbelievable how much money there is in making one hit Christmas song.
Like if I had to try to be a one-hit wonder, it would be making a Christmas song, 100%.
Oh, hands down. If you say you make like 500 Christmas songs, one of them hits, you're fine. You could literally get 3 plays on every single other one. You get one hit, you're set.
So I don't know how many monthly listeners
I'd say Mariah Carey probably gets 20 million monthly listeners on Spotify. It should say
20 million?
I'd say about 20 million.
not during Christmas.
Not during Christmas. I'd say she's probably in the range of 15 to 20 million.
Okay. Her current is 48 million.
Oh my God.
759,000.
How is she still doing that? How is she? I didn't know
because
she was still that
she
big.
wrote one of the best Christmas songs.
She wrote
of
All I
all
Want
time.
for Christmas Is
And if
You.
you look at her top 5, it's all Christmas songs. Look at that.
Oh my
All I
God.
Want for Christmas.
So she said,
A
I'm going
Holy
to be a
Night,
pop
Silent
star.
Night, Santa
Actually,
Claus.
I'm going to be a Christmas star. I don't care.
Well, no. I mean, like, if you listen to Mariah Carey's older stuff, like,
That was beautiful. It's great.
shit slaps.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was a career move where she's like, if I make this damn good Christmas music, like, no matter what I do during the year, I got this. Oh, also, here's a comparison. So everyone, you know Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys, right?
Little Saint Nick.
Yeah, everyone knows that song. So I love the Beach Boys. Their monthly listening on Spotify is around like 5 million, maybe.
That's pretty good for the
5
Beach
million?
Boys, dude. What?
Let's look at them now. Now that it's Christmas time, it is now 13.6 million. 13.6 million. And their first song is Little Saint Nick.
That is unbelievable.
Dude, the commercialization behind Christmas is unreal.
That is genuinely hard to believe. Like,
Yeah.
I knew that, like, obviously, like, they make a lot of their money every year from the Christmas songs, but to go from about 5 million to 13.6 million monthly listeners. Jack, new plan. Screw this podcast, dude. I don't care about this podcast anymore. This is episode 1.
I'm kind of over it.
I'm over it. We're going to make Christmas music.
We need to.
We're going to record about 3,000, maybe 4,000 songs and just pray that one of them hits.
Pray one of them takes off.
One of them takes off, we're set, dude. Set.
Dude, that would be incredible.
Why don't more people... We can't release this podcast because we have a game plan here, bud.
We uncover the truth.
Oh my God. This is a conspiracy podcast, dude. How many unreleased Mariah Carey and Beach Boy Christmas songs do you think are out there?
There's got to be a lot. But the thing is, like, a lot of them are just covers. We can't do
We can't do a cover because we're not good at singing.
No, well, not that. It's just, well, yeah, that. But we're not famous enough to, like, where we could do a cover.
Yep. You're right.
The best
But think about it. Justin
original...
Bieber got famous by doing a cover. We get famous first.
Mistletoe's
and then we make...
not a cover.
No, I'm saying like his very first song that like ever made him like the one he did for
Get Discovered.
Like
we'd have to make an original, an OG.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, first we do a cover, we get recognized by, let's just say it's gonna be Jay-Z. Who cares? So Jay-Z recognizes us and says, "Wow, you guys are pretty good at singing," and then we become famous, and then we start making Christmas music, and then we get our money from Christmas music solely.
Yeah. I don't know
which way would be the better approach. Make an like 4,000 originals or get famous first.
Here's another thing. Justin Bieber, number 2 most streamed song on Spotify right now. Mistletoe.
Yep. Not a surprise.
Ooh, he is it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we got to make a Christmas
God.
song. But it has to be an original one. But the best original Christmas music I've heard in a while, have you listened to Sia?
Yeah, I know Sia. Yeah, of course.
No, like her Christmas shit?
No,
it's
I
like
haven't.
all original stuff.
I haven't heard.
It's really good. It's really good.
I haven't heard it.
It's fantastic.
I'll tell you what, Jack. For next week, for our podcast next week, I think we should let's both come up with some lyrics to a Christmas song. I'll find some Jingle Jolly music, and we're both going to record a song this week with our own original lyrics.
Okay.
And we're going to see if that'll take off.
All right.
That's our homework this week.
We can do that.
We got to each just write some bullshit lyrics about having a holly jolly freaking year. And don't get me wrong, I love Christmas. I really do. But my God, the commercialization is unreal when it comes to Christmas time, and I'm really trying to cash in on that. I'm really trying to make that Christmas money.
Yeah, I was kind of mad at the commercialism for a while, but now that I realize, I'm like, oh.
Then you realize there's billions of dollars in it.
Shitty Christmas song, and then could make billions.
No, I'm saying in total, like overall, billions of dollars go into Christmas.
That's true.
Yeah, but no, like.
Wait, here's another. Let's look at Michael Bublé.
And the thing is, you don't even have to feel bad about it because it brings people joy. It brings people joy when they listen to Christmas music.
Oh my God. So Michael Bublé doesn't have that many like monthly. He probably has like 7 or 8.
That says 37 million.
Okay,
bud.
he's at 37. He's almost at 38. Million. He is the 27th most listened to man in the world right now on Spotify.
Because of Christmas.
Because of Christmas.
But then again, Michael Bublé, he has such a silky voice, dude. He's magnificent.
Oh, dude, yeah. Seeing him live was a trip.
Oh, yeah, you went with your aunt, didn't you?
Yeah, for my 21st.
Dude, that's the best 21st birthday I can ever imagine.
It was awesome.
Oh, man. Well, folks, there it is.
That's episode 1. We have too much holiday cheer to keep talking on.
Yeah, honestly, I just want to go drink some more Modelo's. Listen, I really want to go watch that Christmas movie now.
We can watch
Rudolph.
We'll put it
Can
on.
we watch? Let's play some Super Mario Bros.
Okay.
And then let's watch Rudolph.
Okay.
Call it a night.
That sounds like a damn good night to me.
That sounds like about
the
best night as you can get. All right, well, for the 4 of you out there watching, I know, Bev, you said you might tune in, so hey to you if you made it this far. I really doubt you did because that was just some senseless rambling there
Bev,
for a while.
You'd be so disappointed right now.
Oh, we didn't turn out the way you wanted, but that's all right. But for everybody else, really appreciate you guys tuning in. Promise it'll get better after this. This is a bit of a rough draft, but
it's a test run to see how it goes.
Regardless, we hope you enjoyed it if you are out there. And for those of you who come back when we're famous, say about a year and a half down the road when we're pretty well known, we might even have a few live shows, and you're coming back to say, oh, I wonder what their episode 1 sounded like. Hello to you too. It's great to see you guys and hear from you guys.
Or if you see us homeless on the street.
That's more likely, honestly, at this point.
You're like, oh, why are they in that predicament?
$1 helps.
And you go back and listen to this, you'll be like, oh, I get it.
Every dollar helps.
Every dollar helps.
Thank you, guys. God bless.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.